All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about something super critical, but honestly, pretty invisible in the world of enterprise AI. I'm talking about how you're managing your prompts. It is high time we talked about the prompt audit.
So, let me kick things off with a question that might just keep you up at night. As your teams are using AI more and more, are all those prompts they're creating really building value? Or are they secretly becoming a huge liability just waiting to blow up? Okay, so here's the thing. There's this one core problem, and it affects pretty much every organization that's using AI right now. It's subtle, but it is incredibly serious. We've got a name for it: prompt drift.
You know technical debt, right? Well, think of prompt drift as exactly that, but for your AI. It's this slow, quiet, creeping decay. Over time, your prompts just get worse. They become less effective, they get less secure, they get way more expensive. And why? All because nobody is actually managing them. It is the silent killer of your AI's ROI, no question.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because you've probably seen these symptoms, right? You might have one team that's getting these amazing results from the AI, while another team is just getting total garbage. Or maybe you've noticed your API costs are just kind of slowly creeping up month after month. The problem is, we treat these things as separate issues, when really the root cause is almost always the same: those unmanaged prompts.
And when you let that happen, this is what you get: a sprawling, totally uncontrolled shadow AI. This is what happens when your employees are just creating and using their own prompts with zero oversight. It's like the Wild West in your systems, and it's creating these massive risks that, frankly, your leadership is completely blind to.
And don't just take my word for how serious this is. Listen to this quote from AI expert Simon Willison. He points out that prompt injection isn't just some little bug you can patch and forget about. Nope, it is a fundamental architectural issue. That means it's baked into how these models work. Unmanaged prompts, they're basically a wide-open door for attackers.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem. This drift, this chaos, it's a real threat. So the big question is, how do we fight back? Well, the answer isn't some magic bullet. It's about getting serious and establishing a formal, professional process.
And that solution is what we call the prompt audit. Now, listen, this is not just another checklist to tick off. It's a whole systematic framework. It's about starting to treat your prompts like what they actually are: incredibly valuable corporate assets. This is how you regain control. This is how you professionalize your AI ops.
So, let's break this down. How does an audit actually work? Well, the whole thing really rests on three critical pillars. And these pillars are designed to tackle the biggest areas of both risk and opportunity.
And here they are. Pillar 1, security. You've got to protect your data. Pillar 2, cost. You have to optimize your spend. And Pillar 3, consistency. You need your AI to be reliable and on brand every single time. When you systematically audit against these three, you can literally turn a chaotic AI workflow into a well-oiled machine.
All right, let's start with what I think is the most urgent pillar: security. Look, in the world of AI, you just can't bolt on security at the end. It doesn't work. Your prompts are the #1 attack vector. That means securing them has to be job one, period.
And hey, this isn't just my opinion. We're talking about OWASP here, the undisputed global authority on web security. They've identified prompt injection as the single biggest threat to LLM applications. I mean, when they say it's #1, you listen. This is absolutely not a risk you can afford to just ignore. Okay, Pillar 2. Let's talk about the money. Every single time your AI runs, you're paying for tokens. Think of them like little pieces of text. Well, what happens when you have bloated, inefficient prompts? It's like leaving a tap running. You are just quietly draining your budget, query by query, every single day.
And just look at this. The impact is huge. We see it all the time. A simple audit that just tightens up a prompt can slash costs by 70%, even more sometimes. I mean, think about it. Multiply that saving by thousands, or even millions, of API calls every month. We're not talking about saving a few bucks here. The potential savings are absolutely massive.
All right, and that brings us to our third and final pillar: consistency. This one's a big one. How many times have you heard someone say, "I don't get it, the prompt works fine on my machine"? Ugh. That right there, that is the classic sign of prompt drift. It's the sound of a total lack of standardization.
This is where an audit completely transforms your workflow. You go from that unreliable, I guess it works, ad hoc approach on the left to a professional, engineered system on the right.
We're talking version-controlled prompts that give you predictable, high-quality, on-brand results every single time. You're reinforcing your brand, not chipping away at it.
So, you might be wondering, where does this all fit into the bigger picture, right? The AI journey your company is on? Well, let me be clear. This isn't just about fixing a few bad prompts. This is about leveling up your entire AI operation. It's about maturity.
And you can see that evolution right here on this timeline. Prompt auditing isn't just some random new idea someone came up with. It's the next logical, totally necessary step. Think about it. We started with basic prompt engineering. Then we discovered these huge security flaws. Then we built out LLM ops to manage things at scale. So what's next? Formal auditing. It is becoming the new standard for professional AI governance.
So if you take away one thing from all this, let it be this. Set it and forget it is a recipe for disaster when it comes to AI prompts. You have to actively manage them. And a formal audit is how you do it. It's absolutely essential for your security, for your bottom line, and ultimately for your success with AI.
So I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. Your company's entire library of prompts. That represents a massive investment of time, of knowledge, of creativity. It is a critical corporate asset, plain and simple. So the only question left to ask is, are you actually protecting it?